Hi there, today we're going to talk about mini skid steers. These small machines have kind of taken over for the landscaping area where you want to do some digging in a smaller job rather than getting into a sit-in skid steer, a regular machine or a track machine. This is a good machine for around the homes these days because the homes are being built closer and closer together. They're about 36 inches wide. So a lot of these jobs where you want to dig out a patio, you want to landscape your yard in the back or the front, maybe you want to do a small driveway dig out or an extension to your driveway, these smaller machines maybe can fit the bill. Now, they all come usually on tracks, which is with less pressure per inch on the ground. They're able to be used in a little more softer situations or muddy situations and not be so intrusive on the ground when you're trying to transport them from front to back. Your grass won't take quite as much of a beating. Now, these are called stand-on, and for a very good reason. Obviously, you do stand on these machines. They come in different sizes. The weight of the machine is important because that gives you the push to be able to do digging. A lighter machine's not going to be able to dig as effectively, especially when you start getting into summers where the ground becomes very hard or clay. So fit the machine to the job. If these machines here are too small for a heavy dig out, then you're going to have to go into a larger skid steer that you sit in and maybe with a 5 or 6 inch wide bucket. The buckets are all interchangeable. This one here is a 42 inch bucket. You could get them a little narrower, a 36. You can go a little wider, a little bigger if you're transporting mulch, which is a light load. So a bigger bucket can be handled easily on this machine. Also, as far as attachments, you can get into augers for digging fence posts. When you hook up the hydraulics onto these different fittings that you see here, they're all for different attachments. There's breakers, as well as augers, and because the machines are so compact, you're able to transport them easily. And also, if you have a smaller trailer, say a dual axle trailer, you'd be able to transport them. But remember, have a decent ramp and a mesh soft ramp. This machine can still make it look like a banana after it loads it and unloads it. So make sure your ramps are adequate for the weight. So this is something you might want to consider to do your work. But again, have a good idea what you're going to do, what the soil's like, see your application before you make a choice on the size of machine you want to use. On this particular machine, you don't need a license, but you do have to be shown how to use it by the rental operators. And the only time that you get into licensing and tickets is when you're using them on construction jobs, where your company you're working for may request that you have good training on the job because you're dealing in an area possibly where there's a lot of people or different applications or very tight situations. And in those cases, you're going to need some training to be able to use this piece of equipment. Otherwise, a homeowner with some basic training can learn to use this machine safely and get the job done.